Welcome to Thursday's Market. SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, my call sign is markets are kind of wallowing around. We'll talk about the oil issue here in a little bit, breaking 50 for the first time in a long time. And also some geopolitical events, macro political events, just a lot going on in the markets, folks. And we're going to talk about that today at 4:30 after the close. Trading the Trump rally, sell or buy this thing. I'll give you a hint. It's both. Short-term tactically and also longer-term outlook. So make sure you head to go.topgunoptions.com/test-flight. Okay, that's go.topgunoptions.com/test-flight and your name and email to grab your spot. And I'll throw in a $45 options pocket checklist just for registering. Hey, Wiz, I'm at work at 4:30 or I'll be busy with the kids or whatever it is. Still fill out the form and we'll send you a link to the replay. Okay, so go.topgunoptions.com/testflight because we have a lot to talk about. China was sitting on their or trying to sit on their crazy cousin for a little bit there, cutting off coal supply to the north after their 4 recent bottle rockets they launched, which landed in the Sea of Japan, which has put Japan on DEFCON 1. If you're a student of the 80s movies like I am, you saw the movie War Games and know that DEFCON 1 is the highest threat level, meaning they most likely have bombers airborne, their Aegis cruisers off their coast, and something goes bump in the night and we vaporize half the Korean Peninsula and Japan. But who cares about any of that, right? So China actually pivoted away from the U.S. Like, yeah, that's kind of bad. He's firing bottle rockets into the Sea of Japan. But I'll tell you what, let's broker a deal. You guys call off your annual military exercise that you do every year, and, maybe we can work something out. The answer is no. The answer is you're not allowed to light off bottle rockets like you've been doing. You're sanctioned. Knock it off. So this is obviously a test of Trump's foreign policy. The little short dude, cream of some young guy, is shooting missiles and trying to get a rise or something out of us. Under Clinton, under Obama, we folded all the time and gave them food or money or anything like that for them not firing bottle rockets. And then what did they do in the background? Keep building shit, which is what Iran's doing. Thank you, Manchurian candidate Obama. So we got to keep an eye on Asia because it ain't good. Stocks pulled back a little bit on weak commodities, mainly oil. But the ECB this morning, Mario, said, hey, further stimulus measures, they're less likely, meaning what's the T word we're looking for, or we used here in the United States, the taper. So it looks like Mario might start tapering here as they move forward out of their economic Vietnam. So oil, largest one-day fall yesterday, dropped more than 5%, man, and that's the biggest one-day fall in a year. Oil inventories here in the United States are at the highest level since weekly stockpile data started being recorded in 1982. That's big, folks, and I briefed you Monday or Tuesday on Russia increasing production. And with China's economy reportedly slowing down, a little conflicting data there, the largest needer of oil and the largest producer of oil, they ain't needing and they ain't stopping producing. And then here in the States, oversupply, prices fall, folks. So we're going to take a look at maybe getting bearish today on the XLE in our urgent alert, which I'm going to be shooting here shortly. So, what else is going on? Oh, AIG. I covered this in, this is interesting. I really do think there's a Wall Street Journal reporter at TGO. What did I say on Tuesday morning, folks? I think they're either going to clip Peter Hancock or he's going to resign, okay? So I said that, watch the recording Tuesday morning, and here we are on Thursday, and it happened. I didn't know it was going to happen this week, wasn't even sure. And I said the stock would most likely get a boost out of that. That's a good thing, right? The guy, if the skipper ain't doing well, you have a change of command. In the military, we call it a no-band change of command because usually a change of command is a big deal and one skipper leaves, a new one comes in, it's a ceremony. A no-band change of command means you're being relieved. So this is a no-band change of command for Hancock. Kind of worries me that, and these companies, it's in my book, I can get you a copy of my book, signed, of course, a succession planning. They should have a skipper immediately announced, right? And it's the imperial hubris of CEOs that think I'm never going to be clipped or resigned. They never talk about succession planning unless they have to, and then it's usually too late. So we'll see what happens here. And of course, Icon, who jumped into it last year, year and a half ago said we fully support the actions taken by the board. Of course he does. He wants AIG broken up into thirds, a little bit more profitable individual companies. I don't disagree. But Hancock fought him on that, and look who lost. Berkshire Hathaway, you know who that dude is also a big investor in this. So we'll talk AIG next week and maybe even get long-term bullish again. That I might add that to instead of a Morgan Stanley, diversify out of a Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley single stock and throw in an AIG. Talked about oil already. Here's another canary in the coal mine, folks. Corporate insiders haven't been this uninterested in buying stocks since Ronald Reagan was president. Maybe Jamie Dimon last earnings or a couple earnings ago put a boatload of his own money, his own personal money, back into JP Morgan stock. We've seen a lot of insider buying over the past couple of years. Why? Well, first of all, low interest rates. They can borrow money on, quote, margin and buy a lot of their shares, and they were very bullish. Now when a market's looking like this, you think insiders are saying, wow, we just have a ton more to go. No, they're being cautious. So that's a little bit of a potential pullback indicator right there that corporate inside buying since the Gipper was around. Great jobs report yesterday. We all forgot about it. Why? Because now we're looking to tomorrow's non-farm payroll report to get the government number. And we all know here at TGO that the number tomorrow is a liar number. It's called U3. U6 is what we should really look at as traders, as investors, because that's the real unemployment number. And I'll cover that tomorrow once the number comes out. Again, as we predicted in our weekly options live trade brief Monday, I said we'd sell the inauguration. Well, it didn't, Wiz. It was a short squeeze, folks. He didn't say anything he didn't say already, and he actually said it less Trumpian and more presidential. So the market did sell off. And then we're trying to hold this 2360, 70-ish line. Got a weekly options bull put spread. I never got filled on. But let's take a look at, it was in the... I never $1.20, $1.10, $1.20, $1.15. I never got filled on this one. It's up there at around $1.75 to 23.60, 23.65. We're right there, folks. So here's decision point. Do you close it for a small loss right now? Or do you say, hey, I think the non-farm payroll like ADP is going to come in smoking, and that's good news? Are we out of bizarro market where great news like this is bad news? Or let me swap that. Good news should be good news, right? A great jobs report should be good news. It's 100% certainty that the Fed's raising 25 bips next week. So I think if you hold this, and you guys know how I feel about the weekends, man. Fridays, the S&P 500 tends to sell off into the weekend. Who wants to be long going into a weekend when we're one tweet away or a bottle rocket away from the futures opening down 1,000 on Monday? Okay, so it is a danger holding this to tomorrow, unless you think we're going to get a good jobs report, the market digests that and says, hey, man, things aren't that bad. That's what should be happening. That's what the old stock market used to be. Hey, that's a great jobs number. Things are going well. So there's a little gray area where, as the pilot in command of your portfolio, you have to take a look and say, hey, we're holding this for a reason. We're not doing this. This is orderly, folks. This is like a flight of stairs, isn't it? If it wasn't, it was something like that, like, whoa, that's got some airspeed, or that had airspeed. Remember, that was around Christmas, Kwanzaa, and winter solstice, right? With two dudes on the floor trading a share each. No volume, but, this isn't violent. This is nice, orderly. Hey, can we hold this level? If we don't, it's look out below. If we do, the next leg's up, folks. The only risk to this market, along with oil right now, is a geopolitical risk. Okay? Everything else is looking fairly good. Great jobs report, a Fed looking out on their radar saying, hey, think we can safely raise interest rates, okay? So, if you have any questions on that for my members, jump in the ready room and we can banner that back and forth and see what some of your fellow squadron mates have to say. Go.topgunoptions.com/test-flight if you want to talk more about this at 4:30 this afternoon. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see you at 4:30.